If you are between 20 to 25 and very ambitious but feel stuck in life, this is the video you should watch. Remember the last time you had a really great idea, but you never followed through or it never materialized? Well, this is the story of many people in their 20s, including me. In fact, I have been struggling this for years and I never actually understood what the real cause is. And in this video, I'm going to try to break it down for you. So remember the last time like you had, world changing ideas possibly. You wanted to become an entrepreneur or you still want to become an entrepreneur, build $1 billion business. You want to write a pretty good novel and you want to write an anime story, like make it a hit. You could be writing a like you want to write a book. Like you have a lot of ideas and probably there is a notion set somewhere in your laptop with a bunch of ideas never going live to the real world. Let me tell you the real problem, right? It's not that you don't have any hunger or you don't have any passion. In fact, it's the opposite. The real problem is not that passion, it's actually commitment. Let me explain to you why. I spoke about like bunch of ideas, right? You know that there is possibilities within you. So what do? You start one idea thinking that okay, this will change the world, but as it gets difficult, as it gets boring, you suddenly drop that. This is the exact pattern I have been through, don't know like how many times, right? And I think this is the real tension. You start something, for a couple of days you feel really energetic, and as it gets difficult, like there is some boring stuff that needs to be done. For example, you came up with a SaaS startup idea, right? You thought to yourself that okay, I'll go to cloud, I'll build this entire thing, and yeah, I'll make a lot of money with it. But as soon as you hit the market, you try to reach one customer, it feels like a lot of work. It gets boring, and you just drop it. It's not that you do not lack capability, you can do it, but your real problem is that a lot of other things are there that you think could actually work better than the current one. You think to yourself both consciously and subconsciously, what if this thing is wrong? What if I lock in and I just or waste my time doing it? So what do? You actually drop that thing and you start looking for the new thing, and paradoxically you waste your probably years, months, years finding this right thing, which you could have actually used to improve your existing idea. And this is the pattern that I think is common across like this 20 to 25 years age folks. And I, for the longest time, I also could not understand like why is it happening to me, like what is that I'm doing wrong. And one day, like I came across this video by Dr. K, who is a famous psychiatrist on YouTube, who talks about a concept called pure awareness. And this is the exact moment I knew that this if I understood this thing, then I can solve this loop. And let me tell you about pure awareness. Pure awareness, coined by Carl Jung, who was also a famous psychiatrist and a psychotherapist, who coined this term. It means eternal child. So, so pure awareness states that you are stuck in your adolescence phase even when you are adult. Adolescence is basically the time between childhood and adulthood. So what really happens in this timeline? You are like very energetic, you are excited about ideas, you are curious about the world, you want to do like you want to change the world, you want to like do things. Maybe you are not like that intellectual yet, but you have that childlike energy. Like as a child, they never commits to something at a young age. They're like, since they have a like this childlike energy, they just like to switch things and make things interesting. As it gets boring, they drop it, right? And this phase is basically what still stucking with you even when you are adult. When you are like 25, 26, you're still acting like as if you are in your adolescence phase. And this is the topic that actually explained my situation. I'm not generalizing it, but a lot of times actually this is the core, like core tension that is there. And as I observe myself and I see that, um, okay, I'm doing this, like as I watched the Dr. K video, I understood like few ideas and a few symptoms that explains this whole thing. And Dr. K also gave the remedy to actually solve this. So let's talk about the symptoms first. To explain this concept, I'll paint a loop. Imagine you came up with an idea, right? It could be it could be anything. You have a ideal world that is basically your fantasy inside your head. You feel that this is how it's supposed to be and I'm gonna make it real. So this is your initial thought seed, right? You start with that, and then you take your first step to actually materialize it. Like it could be just creating a landing page of a website of a business or a startup, or could be writing the first page of a book, right? And you start that. As you go on, like couple of days gone, and you start to feel this uncomfortableness, or this weirdness inside you, that is like you're feeling like you're losing out all the interest and passion, and you have like no energy now to work on it. Um and then what you do, you just gaslight yourself, or you just self sabotage yourself, saying that, hey, I think this is not a good idea, right? I just need to work, like I just need to learn more, I just need to do that, then I'll come back. This is basically pure awareness disguised as intellectual depth. You just give reasoning to yourself that, okay, this is, I'm not doing this because of that, right? And and then what happens, then you basically drop that idea and you go, do your other things to cope. Then you feel, then you, since you are intellectual and you're ambitious, you say to yourself, hey, I dropped it, I mean, this is bad. uh, I know, like I'm full of potential, and I can do it. And what you do, you come up with a new idea to basically fill that wound that you had given to yourself earlier by dropping the earlier idea. And your brain says, hey, you are great, and let's pick up this idea and let's make it big. And you will forget everything that happened in the past. You will have your all, you will get all your possibilities. And then you start this idea and the same loop repeats. This is basically it. So the difference between your fantasy world, like how things should be, and when you actually go and execute, and how messy the things turns out to be in real life. So that tension and that difference is what, like keeping you stuck in this loop. Now to the remedies, to the actual solution. So how do you exactly get out of this trap? First thing is being aware of poor awareness archetype. This archetype, you have to understand, you have to first aware that you are a pure awareness, and you have to keep constantly observing yourself, whether you are slipping in this kind of situation where you are telling yourself that I will drop this because maybe there is something else that is much greater and would give me much more success than this one. So that is the first thing. Second thing is, when things get boring, just get stick with it, right? Just stick with it. Do not leave it. So you could be like taking like few days to actually shit through it, just chew it, and then come back. So as you do this consistently, you'll find yourself like sitting with boring things and just keep going. Third and most important thing is sacrifice. Yes, I get it. You have a lot of ideas, but you have to commit to one. You have to keep executing even the things are boring. So when you sacrifice your all your other ideas and lock in, even if you fail, you'll build that scar tissue to actually follow through and get closer to things. If you want to learn more about pure awareness as a concept, then I would recommend you to check out Dr. K's video. It is one of the greatest video on the internet if you are between 20 to 25. Yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.